Well, today we're taking a look at the Roku 4 versus the Apple TV. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison of the two right now, and then come back later in this video and show you the user interface and what kind of apps they have. But for now, let's just look at the hardware. Let's kind of start off with the remotes real quick. The Roku 4 remote and the Apple TV remote both have a lot of pluses and minuses. The Apple TV replaced the traditional D-pad like you have on the Roku 4 with a touchpad that, for the most part, works like a D-pad with some additional features. The Roku 4 does have quick buttons here to launch Netflix, Amazon, Sling, radio. My parents love this. If you're not very technologically advanced, you're giving this to some grandparents or somebody who just doesn't like technology, the ability just to click on Netflix, Amazon, and so forth is really nice right there. The Apple TV, if you have a TV that supports the new standard, can control the volume on your TV through the HDMI cable coming out of your Apple TV. So there's a plus there. Play pause are here. There are more on-screen buttons here to do different features, the back button and so forth on your Roku remote. Again, if you've got somebody not very comfortable with touchpads, that might be nice. They both have voice search. Just for this sake, we'll just say they both have that. We'll test out how well it works later. And the headphone jack on the Roku 4, I know a lot of people like that. It is a nice feature if you want to use it to watch TV in bed, or if you have kids being loud in the room to watch your show, you can use the headphone jack. Now the Apple TV is thinner. It's got built-in battery that's rechargeable. The Roku 4 remote has removable batteries on it, so you can replace batteries. If you run out of power, you kind of either are stuck with the Apple TV sitting next to your TV, or you're kind of out of luck, or sitting next to wherever the wall outlet, wherever you're going to charge it. So there's a lot of pluses and minuses on both sides. And a lot of it's going to be, what do you like to use? But if I had to move the needle one way or the other and say one of these remotes was a little bit better, if you're giving this to somebody who's not very technologically advanced, I'll give the Roku 4 remote because of the quick buttons. I think that's a huge selling point. If you have this in your bedroom, you really want the headphone jack, that's a plus there. But there's one other feature that I think kind of moves the needle farther in the Roku 4 feature. And that's this button right here on the Roku 4. You press this and the Roku 4 starts pinging, or remote. It makes a ping sound so you can find it. I have a 3-year-old daughter now who likes to hide things. I often find the remotes in her toy chest, in her toys, or shoved deep down into the couch. That may be me on that one, but that's a nice feature. So I'm going to lean a little towards the Roku 4 remote. The touchpad is nice. We'll get into that a little bit more, but I don't think that's a big enough feature to override the headphone jack, the quick buttons, and the Find My Remote feature that the Roku 4 has. Well, let's take a look at the actual hardware. The Roku 4 has a bigger footprint on the floor, on your table or wherever you're putting it, but the Apple TV is considerably taller. Now, when looking at the actual ports and the hardware themselves, the Roku 4 has a USB port allowing you to put external storage on there, a flash drive, a hard drive, allows you to play files from there. The Apple TV does not do that. The Roku also has an optical audio out right here, which the Apple TV does not have, allowing you to connect surround sound, sound bars, other devices that require an optical audio out. The Fire TV just has a HDMI port, Ethernet, and a power port that is usable for the public to actually use on it. So that's one benefit. The Roku 4 also has 4K, which the Fire TV does not have. So if you need 4K, or honestly, 4K is becoming cheaper, future-proofing, get the Roku 4 over the Apple TV when it looks at hardware. You can't download content on this. It's only available for games and other stuff to download, which limits the usability of the hard drive. So we're all now set up a side-by-side comparison, test out the user interface. We'll come back and talk about this more in a minute. Well, here it is, the Roku 4 versus the Apple TV. We're going to kind of do a user experience test side by side, kind of show you the preference of both. Now for the menus. This is the home screen. They both have a tile system. They both allow you to rearrange it. They both do ads. The Roku shows ads for different apps and channels, occasionally movies. The Apple TV shows you movies and TV shows and music to buy through iTunes. So they really push their own stuff as opposed to other apps for the most part. Let's kind of go down to Netflix, take a look at the speed on both. Launch in and hit play on both. So Apple TV a little faster. Now I want to show you one thing that both of these do a little differently. Now I notice I left a show in the middle of a show. Click on it. The Apple TV returns to playing the show. It sucks a little bit of data doing that. And in a family like mine with kids, I don't want to see what my kids are watching. You know, if they're watching My Little Pony, Power Rangers, whatever, I could care less. It's a bit of a data suckage too. It kind of sucks a little data out. Not a lot, but it adds up. Now I have to go back, and back. It's a little bit extra there. Let's kind of go to something, you know, I haven't watched. Here we go. Let's see here. Penguins, the movie. That's something both of these have real quick. Let's hit play. A little slower load in the menu on the Apple TV. Roku 4 is a little faster there. Jumping in the Apple TV is a little faster, you know. But if you leave while you're in the middle of playing something, it'll take you back there. Going to the home screen is a little quicker on the Roku. Half a dozen one way, half a dozen other. There's no real difference on Netflix. Watch ESPN. Let's launch into both. Apple TV definitely is faster loading, but there's an annoyance here. They're playing a video at the top with an ad. Autoplaying. An autoplaying video ad is on my Apple TV sucking bandwidth. Roku does not do that. So that's a real annoyance. If I wanted to go into it and stop it, so first you have to go into the video you're watching, back out of the video you're watching, hit pause, and now you stop the video. I'm not sure it's still loading. Could be still loading, sucking data. Just kind of annoyance. Works that way for everything. Everything out there just sucks. Just the Amazon or the ESPN, Watch ESPN app just autoplays everything. Keeps playing even after you're done. But let's say I want to watch SportsCenter. It's under trending. Let's click on both. The Roku 4 is a little bit slower. Apple TV definitely a little bit faster. You know, let's back out here. Let's back out here. And you see, I'm still playing at the top. You know, so Apple TV is faster with Watch ESPN. A little bit of an annoyance with the way it just autoplays videos and plays sound. I don't want it to do that. I don't want it to use my bandwidth. Here is one thing that does really annoy me about the Apple TV that the Roku 4 is better. Now, before you go, yes, I know there's a voice search in both of these, but let's first look at the text. I watch a lot of videos at night when my wife's sleeping. I don't want to be talking, you know, saying King of the Hill into the remote and getting kicked from her because I woke her up. Now, the Roku 4 has this box grid. So if I'm on K, in 3 clicks, I'm on X. Over here, if I'm on K, I have to go a very long ways over to X. And if I'm on Z, let's say, and I want to go over all the way to A, I can't. It doesn't jump. You can't go to the left and then appear on the right-hand side. You got to scroll all the ways over. So you're constantly doing this, you know, as you go through entering passwords, enter searches. It's very annoying. The Roku 4's box grid allows fewer clicks to get to the letters you want. So text-based passwords, I mean, I'll be honest with you, my thumb was kind of sore after entering all the passwords when I set this up. It's just, that's a little bit of an annoyance of mine. Let's test out the voice. King of the Hill. Now, the Roku 4 is noticeably faster pulling up the search. The Apple TV brings you right to iTunes. But, you know, the Roku does show me that there are some movies called King of the Hill. I don't believe any of these are available at this time on the Roku, but it does allow you to say, follow this. That's a nice feature of the Roku that the Apple TV does not have. If there's a movie or TV show I really like, I can follow it. Even brand new movies, I can say, hey, when this comes out on the Roku, let me know. New episodes, price change, so forth. But you see over here, just the iTunes store is available. But over here on the Roku, I can see, oh, Amazon and Vudu have it. So I can pick where I want it. Let's take a look at something that I know is on Netflix. Family Guy. Oh, you know what? Let's try this again. Family Guy. I was pressing the wrong button on the Apple TV. And you notice the Roku didn't quite get it right. It got Daily Guy. Let's try this again. Family Guy. I don't know if that's because wasn't holding the remote right in front of my face because I got two remotes here. But every now and then the Roku doesn't quite get it right. But here's where the Roku really excels. Okay. Current season of Family Guy is on TV right now. You see 4 episodes already out. On the Apple TV, it only shows me iTunes. On the Roku, it shows me Amazon, Fox Now, Hulu Plus, and Go. So there are subscription services that have it. Now, I will say that the Apple TV does show Hulu, just to be corrected, but doesn't show Fox Now, doesn't show MGO, doesn't show Vudu, doesn't show Amazon. So there's a lot more. But let's take a look at Netflix. Now, you see both of them start Netflix at season 12, just because Netflix only has season 12, 1 to 12. Let's click on both of these and see what happens. So the Apple TV loaded quicker, but you're going to notice that the Roku 4 is loading the stream. It's launching episode 1 here, it looks like. Season 12, episode 1, season 12, episode 1. One starts playing it, one brings you to the menu. Personal preference on that, it's really what you like. But again, it's just what you like. Let's go to the home screen. Take a look at one last part of the voice search. What is the weather outside? You see the Apple TV shows you weather. Michigan football. I have to hit the right button to do it on the Apple TV. It's thinking on the Apple TV. It's really thinking a long time. And it brings me a roster. You'll see on the Fire TV comparison that side by side, there's no voice on this at all. It doesn't read you anything. It's all on your screen. Let's see. Michigan football scores. So, very little information displayed. But it does offer something that the Roku doesn't. Personal preference. Which one do you like? What do you like? I'll be honest with you. Whether it's Alexa on the Fire TV or Siri on the Apple TV, I don't see a huge need for these cards to pop up. With you got phone, you got tablet. Why stop the movie or the TV show? Why turn on your TV to find out what the score of the game is? Personal preference there. Again, wherever you like. So that's our Roku 4 versus the Apple TV. Personal opinion, but for me it comes down a lot to this last point. The Roku has a ton more content, has a ton more channels, or as the Apple TV calls them, apps, and important ones like Sling TV for live streaming of The Walking Dead on all kinds of channels. Yes, I know you could, in theory, cast your screen from your tablet or phone to your Apple TV, watch it that way. That seems kind of a clunky solution. Apple needs to allow that on there. Amazon Video, Instant Video on the Roku 4 versus the Apple TV. It's half a dozen one way, half a dozen another way. But Amazon does have original content that is only available on Amazon that's Emmy Award winning. They have all the back catalog of HBO available as part of Amazon Prime. Stuff you can't get on the Apple TV that you can on the Roku. So again, personal opinion here, but I really do think that the huge catalog of content on the Roku gives a heads up. I expected more content to be available on the Apple TV at launch. It really is rather limiting on what you can get. So I don't know. I'm a little disappointed by the selection of content, but of course, as time goes by, it will improve. But Apple is rather limiting what they allow on their service compared to what Roku does. So, personal opinion. But when it comes to content, and that's really what we want here, I'm gonna have to go with the Roku 4. More content, better hardware. I do like the quick buttons on the remote. I don't like the touchpad. I don't like this. Always having to do this. It's just my thumb gets sore when I'm entering a ton of passwords, as opposed to that. No crazy thumb gymnastics when you're on the Roku 4. So, personal opinion, but there's more content, and I like the remote better on the Roku 4. Disagree with me? Do you prefer the Apple TV over the Roku 4? Let me know why. I'd love to hear from you.